All right, today let's take a look at version 3 of the Taunt Warrior. So there's a couple different variations to this that you can run. This one's more a early game version, not as much of a late game version of it. So depending on where you're at within the ranking ladder is kind of what you want to play. This is a standard deck. And the big reason why this is seeing so much more light is the Endbringer. So this new card triggers your Deathrattles 5 times of a friendly minion that died. So if it died, it's not that you actually have to physically drop it and it actually summons. So what that means is like your boom wrench and different things of that sort count as a Deathrattle. And ideally, the whole point of this deck is you are using safety goggles into a parts scrap to make a cheap testing dummy. So then your testing dummy is only 1. So then you can do combinations with either you drop it, I would hold on to it 1 extra turn, because then the following turn you could then use the testing dummy mixed with the boom wrench mixed with Wreck'em Deck'em to do a ton of raw damage. And then if it does get towards, a little bit later game is when you're going to use the Endbringer to, if you have 5 different testing dummies, you could pump out 40 damage. It's insane. Now there's some variations. I'm going to go through the deck and then talk about the variations that you could possibly take out. Then we're going to showcase 3 games. I'm going to do the first 3 games that I run through. I'm not going to, pick and choose only the winning games, so then I can clickbait you and say 100% win rate. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So this variation that I'm currently using, I'm typically between a 55 to a low 60 win rate over the last 10 games of how I personally done. Right now I'm in diamond rank. Last season I was, legend, a couple thousand. And this game still did good even in legend. The only variation is I added this. So I was winning without this. This is just icing on the cake. Let's go to the top to the bottom. So Shield Slam, classic, does a ton of extra damage. Dirty Rat, you're able to really pick apart a lot of different decks that truly rely on certain monsters and minions to be able to come out. So Dirty Rat can completely wreck them overall. So it's tough against a deck like this. You use Dirty Rat versus me, you're probably going to pull out one of my big guys and you're going to regret it. But I'd say it's helpful against 80% of decks. Part Scrapper, like I said, is the combination with the safety goggles. You lose armor to be able to reduce the casting costs of a mech. Quality Assurance is just bringing out some of your taunts. Realistically, you could probably actually get rid of this. Now thinking about it, I don't think I normally ran it as much. Not terrible. Late, if you get into late game, it's kind of a waste. Early game, it's not bad because it does bring out a testing dummy and like a Tortella. Shield Block, you just want that armor. Draw the card. Boom Wrench, which is amazing. That's what's going to trigger the Deathrattle. Mixologist, I like the Mixologist because you have a chance at one of the abilities is, one, you could either two damage to everything on the field. You could either draw a card, or you could even get the one that draws something that died this game. So if you did have a testing dummy that died and the Mixologist brings it back, essentially, that's massive. A lot of, I would say right now, I would say 60-70% of most decks are early game burst. So to have that extra board wipe is nice. Wreck'em Deck'em is going to copy essentially your testing dummy and then die, and then it's going to do the 8 damage. The Nightmare Lord, essentially I want to be able to summon either a testing dummy or a safety expert with Reborn, or where it summons a 2/2 version of it as well. Royal Librarian, I've been mixing this one in overall just because I have been running into a couple decks where this has helped so much when it comes, if we do get the late game. Specifically thinking one of the Druid one where they have a Deathrattle where it basically keeps summoning a 4/6 over and over. This is a great way to bypass it. The Brawl, which is going to be perfect versus so many of your early game decks. Chemical Spill is what's going to bring out your Ziliacs, your safety experts, and your Tortella. Safe Pilot, this is a nice little board wipe for a lot of those early aggro decks. the main character, the testing dummy, when it dies, does 8 damage split across. This is huge. The Endbringer, like I said, that's what's going to trigger. You want to use this very late game. Inventor, boom, going to bring back 2 of your mechs. Ideally, you want it to bring back Ziliax and like... ideally, you want Inventor Boom to be bringing back like the Testing Dummy or Ziliax, or Testing Dummy and Safety Expert. The Ziliax, so you can go 2 different versions. I like to go the poisonous version instead of summoning double copies of it, because 9 times out of 10 it's going to be brought back or brought to the field with the chemical spill. So I find more value out of this than going the other version. The other version, summon copies, you get an extra 6 health essentially, maybe even more. So depending on what you're running into, this kills a lot of endgame stuff too. Safety Expert is... I'm torn. I keep playing back and forth with it. I'm going to showcase it this time. The chemical spill will bring it out. The problem is you run into many different decks that run the Kill Jaden that changes the deck and it gets rid of all the bombs. So that problem is quite annoying. Tortelia, you're really just using this to stall the game out, to give yourself a lot of defense. There's a lot of ways that they can get around this one, so it's just nice. It's a nice card to have. So the variations you could use: 1, you could get rid of Dirty Rats. 2, you get rid of Mixologist. So that's 3 different cards. Royal Librarian, that's the 4th one you can get rid of. The Safe Pilot, that's the 5th one you can get rid of. And then really, you could probably get rid of the Safety Expert if you wanted. That's 6. That's 6 different cards you can kind of interchange with. And like, if I was going to interchange different cards, what I would be looking to do, I would be looking at, like, depends on, like I said, where you're at within the climb. If you're facing a ton of decks that have a ton of early game pressure, maybe you want to throw in a couple of these, the shells where it does 2 damage, get some armor. So you're doing that early board wipe. Same with the bash. You're doing a little bit more damage, getting yourself more armor. Or the slam. Like, these will be great alternatives if you're facing a lot of early game pressure. You could do with a bulwark. A bulwark's not a bad option. So like, if I was getting rid of the Safety Expert, I'd probably swap in the bulwark just to give myself that little extra time to get to like that mid game. I don't want to go super late game. Like turn 8, turn 9 is kind of where I want to end the game. You can go all you can eat. I don't think you get as much value with this one, comparing to where you actually go with the quality assurance. That's going to be better. You could swap in the Shadow Flame to do a little extra damage, get some dark gifts. Hopefully a dark gift falls on like one of the cards you actually need. I would stay more towards the lower level minions overall instead of higher level ones, because you have a ton of higher level. If anything, you want to turn and burn through your cards and kind of kill the early game pressure to get to that mid-late game. Those are the ones I would make a little pivots on. Like I said, I'm diamond right now. So this is what I think I'm going to go with. Let's dive in and see what we get out of these next 3 games. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. So I don't need 2 safety goggles. So that's ideal. To get safety goggles and parts scrapper in the initial is just massive. So there's a couple versions of the Death Knight depending on what they go with. They could go with one where they're building like a late game. They could go with the early game. They could go with where they boost their hand. There's like 4 different versions. So let's see what he goes with. Okay. So ideally what I end up doing is safety goggles into shield slam into part scrapper. So I need at least turn 3 for that. And then I need to actually draw the testing dummy. So if I can get testing dummy by like turn 5, turn 6, we could do some damage here. Let's see what we got here. So you gotta be careful using armor up because then it messes up your safety goggles. But I know using it next turn, he's gonna end up doing the damage anyways. So I'm gonna, if he's playing it like this, I'm gonna go for a more of a mid game. All right, let's see. Okay, so normally if you play that card, you're going for a hand boost, which can pose some problems because then he'll have some large things out there. So like I need to get a brawl. Okay. Let's go here. We'll wipe that one out for now. Let's see here. Let's see what we got. Dang, summon a random 8/8. That's a strong 6 drop. It's not often you see that. Okay, I'm not too worried just yet. Alright, what can I get here? Not bad. I'm trying to think. So, a Tortilla, the problem with that is he probably has the card where he can poison something like a 1/1 and just kill it very easily. So I don't think this would live. The Reborn would have been nice if it was on here. It does nothing for me here. This will at least get me more health for future time. So, yeah, not a bad option. Not a bad option at all. So I still don't want to do the safety goggles into this yet. Maybe this turn I will, because I want to be able to combo it with the shield bash. So if I kill this, depending on how it goes, 6, 7, 8 shield bash. So I need to have 3, 4, 5. So I could do it next turn. And then ideally, see, yeah, I didn't want him to do that. I wanted to kill this. It's unfortunate. Okay. Let's see how I want to play this. It's alright. We'll go safety goggles. Debating. So I can already kill this. Go parts scrapper. I just don't know what this 8 drop's going to be. We could apply some pressure. So I could swap the boom wrench to wipe it out, but to get myself an extra couple damage. It's a tough. It's really going to depend on what this is. Perfect. Alright, let's see. After this attacks, survives, deal the damage. Split among all enemies. Okay. So it depends. So does he have the poison and he'll add it to the goal to wipe out this guy? No, he does not. Perfect. It actually didn't kill it. But I got all my health. What's nice with the life steal is it also goes towards all of this. So tons of extra damage here. That's fine. The annoying part is this a counter? I almost don't even want to cast anything. I would like to use the shield. Okay, I did that just in case it was a counter. That's all I'm going to do, because there could have been the rat. No, he didn't have a rat. Where if I casted 3 spells in a turn, it gets a 6/6. Or I would have used my part scrapper there. It's okay. It's okay. So I'm going to go part scrapper into Ziliax. That's annoying. So that's where Dirty Rat is such a devastating card. 50-50. If it would have pulled the Ziliax, this would have been an easy win. But it didn't. So do I even want to do part scrapper at this point now? I wasn't planning on that. I'll get rid of this for now. Okay. Let's see here. So, the full combo, I want to wait till next turn. So next turn I could do here, and then I'll be able to cast, I'll throw this out, which replaces this and triggers it, and then throw the 1 out. So I'll get 24 damage next turn. So unless he puts a lot of stuff, well, that's a good stuff. Still going to do 24 damage. Yeah, so let's do that. Actually, I'm going to do more than 24 damage. Because then I'm going to go here. I might be able to get him here. I didn't do the exact math. It's going to be close. That's it. That's all she wrote, baby! That was 32 damage in one shot. That's why the part scrapper knew that. To be able to drop this as a 1 and combo it with all of the wrenches and the Recum Decum is just so strong. So that was just a weird version he was running. He didn't do the boost up. So I don't even know what version he was trying to pull off. Alrighty, so the Shaman. Good first card. Shaman. There's a couple different versions. I'm not against this. I think it's going to be an early game kind of boost up. The other version, which is a little bit more deadly, is if he does where he is summoning a bunch of stuff into his deck where it does like 2 damage, 3 damage, and he boosts it up and up. There's a couple different versions they can do. So ideally, I'm looking to Dirty Rat into a brawl. Hopefully I pull one of those cards. So let's see here. I assume that's the type of deck he's got. Let's see. Okay. Do I get a little bit of damage on the ground? Do I build the shield up so then I could part scrap? I think I want some damage in case he does spawn something small. This is amazing if for later game. 2 damage is early game. And this is where I kind of maybe should have waited so I could see what kind of deck he's playing. I don't want a demon. I don't need more cards. 2's not terrible, but I never really have that many on the field. We could freeze it to live longer. We'll go with a little bit of health. That's a tough decision. Maybe a little too early on playing Mixologist. I kind of need to see what kind of build, what he's playing. Okay. Okay. Not a terrible card there. I could do 4 into a parts scrapper. I could hold off just boom wrench for now. Because realistically, the chemical spill will bring whatever else out. I don't want to use Mixologist early because what's it going to summon? This guy. Or, you know, my Dirty Rat or something. I want to wait until a little bit later on and hopefully it brings back a testing dummy or Ziliax or a safety expert. Okay, so he's... This one's... Okay, so he's going to... This Imbune is just so strong. To transform a minion 1 stronger is legit. Okay. I don't really have good cards here. I gotta be careful. I can't Dirty Rat because it'll bring something out, then he cranks it up 1 higher. Yeah, but then I could brawl. Let's see here. Yeah, let's give it a go. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Okay. Not bad because it actually stops him. So he's going to do damage, then bump it up. But it messed up his Frosty Decor, which basically summons, I think, 3 2/3s. So yeah, I'm going to force him to use that. Okay, so discover a different spell from your deck, shuffle 3 copies. Okay, see, that's the problem right there. So even if I do damage, he's going to life steal it back up. I could do here, which is 6 damage, 7, 8, 9, 10, and clear my whole board. I almost want to just let him build it up so I can brawl it. Let's go here instead. Oh. I didn't even think about that. Even better. Even better. Perfect. Okay, okay. Let's see what this Shaman got. It's a strong card right there. Give everything +1. Yep. I just can't get anything to draw the chemical spill. I'm not getting any type of good draws, which is fine. We'll prep for later on. So I'll end up clearing my field, whatever. That's fine. The problem is, so late game for him is pretty strong. I know they have a couple cards where it the battle cry triggers 3 times. That's a ridiculous card. He could boost up this to transform into more. Yeah. That's only 6 damage to hit. It's not looking pretty. I just can't, like, there's so many. Oh, that one's a good one to get rid of. Burn his life steal. That's strong. Like, I need a quality assurance, a shield block. Like, there's so many cards. It's rare that I actually run into where I'm struggling for my cards. Like, I have tons of cards, just not my minions. Jeez Louise. That's a strong one. That's a strong one. So we could brawl. I mean, none of them are good for him to keep, but definitely that one out. Okay. Your battle cry minions cost 1, but immediately die. Okay. So I feel like I almost need to silence this. It's not ideal. It gets a little bit of damage out. So then I could board wipe if need be. Yeah, he's definitely a late game. This one's going to be a struggle. Because I'm more of a mid to late. This guy's pure late. Okay, so we could do... We could do this. I'm not worried about him getting health. Oh, I didn't realize. Well, that's a problem. Now, I could use Mixologist and hope to get the safe pilot back, which sucks because then I would have wasted my 4-4. I didn't even realize this is elusive. Yeah. I don't think I can kill it either way. Okay, so I just gotta hope see, that's the strong card. And you get a little 1/1 out of it, which is insane. So we're gonna Dirty Rat, maybe pull the other 1/1 out. No. But that's not bad because he would have got 3 battle cries on that. Then we're gonna Brawl. But he's gonna get more off that anyways, which is annoying. So yeah, he's gonna get those. Normally I don't like using these. This just the way I am. Six. Man, I haven't got any of my high level ones. Like I need a Ziliax. Like there's so many. Like at this point, I need quality assurance to pull out multiple taunts. See, that's a problem. This one's not looking good. I got too many junk cards without the main ones. Look at that. Put 3 of them bad boys in. Yep. That's the downside. Look at that. The Shaman deck is super strong. This is such a strong card. It's just ridiculous. You basically get to trigger your battle cry 6 times. Yeah. Jeez Louise. That's it. That's all she wrote, boys. I mean, this will hold off a little bit, but this is still becoming stronger and stronger. Yeah. Yeah, that's where it's going to start hurting. And it gets even stronger after. With this staying alive, it makes all those even stronger. Yeah, this is the downside. This is where maybe I could get rid of one dirty rat or something and add another quality assurance. But the time I do that, then like I'll get all of them in the beginning and quality assurance will draw at the end, and I already got all my taunts, so it's pointless. So it's tough. That's why you got to play so many games, and the win rate is, high 50s to low 60s, and that's it. So nothing to be able to draw. That's unfortunate, because 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, I could literally just wait, but the end is near. Yep. Yeah, not much I could do. That's annoying. You hit a 3, yep. And there it is. Shaman's a strong deck. That's a strong lineup. To be able to pump 3 of those in, or 9, is tough. Now, I think they'll struggle. I think they are good versus late game, that deck. Their early game, I don't think is the strongest. So, like a rogue or someone or a priest will probably run all over them by the time they can ramp up. Because they need that card. If they don't draw that card where it triggers Battle Cry 3 times. Like, they need that combination plus that other card that put all those in. So, it needs a perfect world to line up. It's alright. 1-1. Let's see what we got next. A Paladin. Okay. Two different type of Paladin decks that can happen. We're going to get rid of these. Okay, shield block's good. Chemical spill, not bad. So he could be imbued. I end up getting a brawl anyways. Imbued, which for this deck, I think both Paladins are going to be a struggle versus this deck overall. I think this deck more excels to the early game. Because I can get Testing Dummy out and kind of fight through the early game. I need the Dirty Rats to pull out very specific things to be able to compete. So I want to, if I get Dirty Rat, I want to kind of use it mid to late game, right around turn 7, turn 8. Okay. We'll just do this for now. There's nothing I could really get early. Essentially, I'll go turn 3, Boom Wrench, turn 4, Shield Block with another Armor Up. Hopefully I get something to use Chemical Spill on turn 5. That is the idea. Okay, so he's pure. Him using that is pure imbued. Okay, there's my turn 5. So now I want to use here, which is actually good. So imbued using the safety expert, if I can get a bunch of bombs in the deck, that's perfect, because a lot of his cards is going to draw stuff from the deck, which will trigger all the bombs. So it's actually good in this sense. Let's see if we can pull it off. Like I said, the bombs don't always work great. It depends on the deck. Okay, so we want to shield block into that. That's fine. You don't usually see that card often. That's not a bad card. Okay, so Do I draw it out to go into Brawl first? Kind of like a dirty rat. I could take some serious damage if I do that. Right now, I'm going to pull this. It's going to instantly die. That's okay. Let's go there. We're going to go hit first to be able to put some bombs in the deck. That's 3 bombs. That's 6 bombs. That's probably the best route to go. Let's see. So you're starting to boost it up. Now the portals are 4. What's he got? Mr. Frosty Dog. Okay. See, like this will actually draw the bombs, so he's got to be careful. So I can't do Dirty Rat in the Brawl yet. So I feel like I'd rather turn 7 to use Testing Dummy into Boom Wrench. That's fine though. So I'll tell you why. So this is just a hold off. No, he might do drop it to 1 health or whatever. So turn 7, we're going to go Dirty Rat into Brawl. Turn 8, we're going to go Inventor Boom, which will bring this back and another bomb, which is fine. So is this a mid-level? Whenever a friendly minion attacks, give it +2. That card is more of a like a boost-up deck. It's just weird that he's doing a boost-up deck mixed with the portals. That's kind of where he's at. It's something different. That's a strong aura. To be able to get +2 is, for all of them, pretty good. Yeah, I wish he would have played more so the Brawl would have more of an impact. It's fine though. That's fine. Yep, waste all those because I'm just going to end up getting them with the Brawl. Yep. Okay. Okay. If I go this in the Brawl, it will leave something on the board. Say it's a 5. What's the Deathrattle here? Say it's a 5. He'll attack, making it a 6/7 on 11 health. If I could boost up a little bit there. Okay. Let's try that. That's a huge card. Now, if the Brawl, as long as it doesn't leave that card, we are good. If it leaves that card, I'm in some trouble. Okay. I was worried. Okay. So, we need to survive this turn to be able to pull out the Inventor Boom. Good. Good. Ideally, I wait 1 more turn for Inventor Boom, because then I could use the Boom Wrench with it. Like, ideally, depending on, let's see, 2-1. 6, 7, 8. Damn it, that killed. Okay. Because I could use this. This would kill. That kills everything. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Excellent. Now I could do Inventor Boom into the Boom Wrench. That's terrible. Does he really have that guy? Like, what type of deck is this? Jeez Louise. Pretty sure he got me on this one. So, alright. So here it is. We'll see how good the bombs are. There's 7 bombs in his deck for 23. So what, 33% chance to draw. I need him to draw 1. He needs to draw 1 right here. Am I going to win with 1 health? Do I win? Of course. Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. Why? Why? And that's game over. It's unfortunate. That's what I say about the bombs. Why it's a pain in the butt. I feel like no matter how many I put in their deck, I think we had, what, 9, and he drew 2. Ugh. Well, you got to see the showcase. Unfortunately, the deck only went 1 in 3 that time around. Like I said, it's you can get it to the high 50s. Sometimes you run into bad luck like that. It happens. Hopefully it was helpful. Can't wait to see the comments below. And until next time, game on.